I'm going to start the record, Mary Beth.
All right, ready? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our first virtual RCAEOP Professional Development Day. I know it is so rainy outside, so I think today is a perfect day to have this. And our theme this year is Beyond All Limits, which is President Paula Rosenberger's theme. And I think that we have had a great year with professional development. I am so proud of our committee. And just a couple of things for today to reminders. If you're not speaking, please make sure your mic is muted so that we don't have all that background interference noise. And we'll have door prizes throughout the day. We will have Kahoot. A couple of the presentations will have Kahoot. And so if you want to, you can download it on your phone, or you can go to kahootit.com. I think is that right, Jennifer? Okay. And then we're going to do a virtual lunch together. If you'd like to stay and eat with us, we're going to just have some fun conversation. I have a few little icebreakers to find out some information about y'all. And let's see here. And I think that's it. So right now, I'd like to welcome Paula Rosenberger, CEOE, our RCAEOP president.
Thanks, Mary Beth. I just want to welcome everyone and thank you for taking time out of your personal day to invest in yourself by joining us for our RCAEOP Professional Development Day. Mary Beth and her team has done a lot of legwork to get this all together. She's had great assistance from our techie lady, Jennifer Hedrick. We appreciate everything that the committee has done, and we look forward to a great, informative, outstanding day. And it is great to see so many smiling faces. I was really hoping by the end of this year we could have at least one in-person meeting, but it's not looking like that's going to happen. Hopefully in June, maybe in June for the installation, we can meet in person. So we're just waiting to see what the district guidelines tell us, and we will go from there. So again, welcome. If y'all need anything, I'm just an email or a text away. And I'm going to turn it back over to Mary Beth so she can get this day started and rolling.
Woohoo! Our first presenter is going to be Kristen Eubanks, and she is the principal at Bridge Creek Elementary. And Tina Gregory is going to introduce her. And if you have any questions for the presenters, put them in the chat box. And myself and Jennifer Hedrick will make sure that our presenters get to answer your questions as we go through. Or you can raise your hand also. And like I said, the most important thing too is to make sure you're muted when our presenters are presenting. Thank you. And I'm so excited to see you guys. It's a great way to start the Saturday. All right, take it away, Tina.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you to Mary Beth and her crew also for getting today's project up. I know it was a big undertaking. I am Tina Gregory, like I said, and I'm proud and happy to introduce to you my principal and friend, Miss Kristen Eubanks. She was named our RCAEOP Admin of the Year, as well as our RCAEOP Admin of the Year. And now she's on her way to our NAEOP Admin of the Year. So hopefully we'll hear from that soon. I have been working with her since 2005, so that's kind of a long time. She started as a teacher at Lake Carolina when I met her, and then she moved to the assistant principal job at Bridge Creek Elementary, and then moved on up to being the principal. And I am so excited to work with her. Our daily life is definitely not boring. She has done amazing things at our school. And our school motto is every child, every chance, every day. And I can truly say she lives that daily. So please give a warm welcome to our RCAEOP and RCAEOP Admin of the Year, Miss Kristen Eubanks.
Kristen, we can't hear you.
Jennifer, can you unmute her?
She's not muted.
She's not muted. There you go.
Oh, no.
Turn your volume up on your computer. Your mic volume. Okay, go ahead and switch. She's gonna go out and come back in.
Technology's such a wonderful thing.
I think we're going to be technology challenged today from this weather.
Not gonna do that to us today.
It is great. While we're waiting for Kristen, I see that Mary Beth Bowers, our SCAEOP president, has joined us. I want to make sure I give a shout out to Mary Beth for joining us today. We've got two Mary Beths. Oh, can the world, can Ray Cobb handle two Mary Beths on the same screen, on the same day, in the same presentations?
Dynamic duo, right?
I know it. Thank y'all for,
It's great to be here.
joining us.
Glad. I'm excited to join you all.
I see Kristen's back. Let's see if she's gonna.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I worked really hard to set up for this, and I am so sorry that happened. I tried an external audio, and I probably should not have done that for this presentation. So again, I apologize. Welcome everybody. And again, thank you. I was saying, and I know you didn't hear me, but thank you all so very much for having me join you today for this very special meeting. And Mary Beth, you are exactly right. It is a perfect day for this with the rainy weather, and just to be able to be in the comfort of your home and still participate and grow professionally. And that's so amazing. So thank you for having me join you. So I'm going to attempt to share my screen, and let's hope that we don't run into the same problems, but I apologize for that again. I'm going to move this over. Okay. So. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
And okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for that feedback. Okay, so during today's meeting, we're going to talk about pursuing your purpose and pursuing our purpose. And I'm going to share some information and a story with you about kind of my story and how I came to be where I am. And so I really look forward to spending this hour with you this morning. And again, thank you so much for having me. So I would be remiss if I didn't say happy Administrative Professionals Day on Wednesday to our amazing admin professionals. This is a picture that we shared of our office, our staff. And I always call it a week because I don't think you just need a day. I think you deserve an entire week for all that you do to support our schools and our districts. So thanks for all that you do. And again, thank you for recognizing me through RCAEOP as your Administrator of the Year. And it is absolutely a true honor to be recognized. So I really, really am so appreciative of that and of you. So thank you all so very much for that. And again, happy Administrative Professionals Week. So who wants to have a little bit of fun this morning? Yes, me too. Why I do this if it's not going to be some fun and engaging, right? So I'm going to ask you to pull out your phone. I know you all probably have a smartphone. If you will pull it out and go to your search engine, it could be your Google, Safari, whatever you use on your phone. And if you can type in the search bar, the website is kahoot.it. Just the type in exactly what's in red. And I'm watching the screen, so if you can kind of let me know if you're having trouble with that. Oops, I'm sorry. Or you can put it in the chat, Mary Beth, if you can let me know. I think I see a thumbs up. Are we all good? If you can give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, awesome. So with kahoot.it, the goal is we're going to take a fun 10-question quiz on happiness. And what do you know about happiness? So the goal is to get the answer correct, but to also be the fastest. So if you could make sure that you are answering on your phone, you are going to answer, you're going to select the answer from your phone, and you're going to give yourself a name. If you will make sure that your name is somewhat like your name, you can make it fun if you want. That will be great, because the top 3 winners will receive a prize in the mail from us. So this is just for fun. And if you get the answers wrong, it's okay. It's just to kind of have an icebreaker to kick us off. So do we have any questions before I move on to the game? Are we good? Okay, all good. All right. So I am going to post a code for you, and it's about to pop up. Type that code in, that number, 842-4922. Jennifer or Mary Beth, can you hear the music in the background?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure that's working. Oh, look, you can see your name popping up on the screen. Anyone not seeing their name pop up on the screen yet? Okay. Does anyone need more time? Okay. Mary Beth, are we good?
We're good.
Okay. I'm monitoring too, but I can't see the chat.
Yeah.
So thanks for helping me with that. Okay. So watch your phone and the question will come up. So you're going to watch the screen and your phone. Remember, the goal is to get it correct, but to also be the fastest. And remember, this is all in fun. It's okay if you get some incorrect, because I did when I first took it. You ready? All right.
Great.
Okay, when you socialize for blank hours per day, it leads to the highest level of happiness. I see some answers coming in. All right, if you said 6 to 7 hours, you are correct. Are we ready? All right, this is the leaderboard.
Oh, Georgette needs the game pin again.
Okay, Georgette, it's right here. It's 842-4922. Got it. Okay, and it'll allow you to join back in. All right, I'm gonna give Georgette just a second to get in. Are you good? All good, that was fast. Okay, all right, ready for question 2. Which will most likely bring you happiness? You're right. Helping someone else, even inherit fortune, will not make you very happy for long. I know many of us have probably said, I wish I could win the lottery, but believe it or not, that does not equate to happiness. All right, let's see. Let's look at the leaderboard. All right, Gigi, you're in the top. Jennifer P, you're at right there trailing behind, and DGJ. So if you see your name on the leaderboard, great. And if you don't worry, because you can easily add your name up there. Are we ready? Ready for question 2? All right, next. Blank minutes outside a day will boost your mood, broaden your thinking, and improve your memory. Wow, y'all are getting fast. That's right, 20 minutes. Only 20 minutes a day outside will actually boost your mood. Only 20 minutes. So I was surprised by that as well. All right, let's look at the leaderboard. Are you ready? We had some shifting. Gigi's still at the top, but Kim and Stacy, your score is going up pretty quickly. So let's see what happens. Who's ready? Are you ready? All right, number 4, happiness improves with age. True or false? Look at how fast you are. While we're waiting, if for some reason you do get kicked out, at the very bottom of the screen in the right-hand corner is the pin, and you can join right back in. You're right, that's true. It actually improves with age. All right, who's ready to see the leaderboard? Oh, we had some shifting. Kim, congratulations. And Stacy, you are on fire with the highest answer streak of 3. Congratulations. All right, ready for the next one? 5 out of 10. Around the world, blank is the biggest suppressant of happiness. Consumerism. That's exactly right. Did you know that spending money actually can suppress your happiness? While it may give you short-term excitement for whatever you buy, it actually can, you can become over focused on that and end up in the long run, it can be a happiness suppressant. All right, let's see the leaderboard. Oh, I see Georgette and Terry, you are going up on that leaderboard. And the top 3 have stayed the same, but people are closing in. All right, let's go. 6 out of 10. The happiest people in the world live where? This is a little bit more, it's a challenge. Switzerland. We had 5 get that right. Let's see. Are we ready? All right. Kim is still in the lead. And then following behind is Gigi and DDJ. All right. Roxy, you are the highest climber, up 7 places. All right. 7 out of 10. Happiness is maximized at what temperature? It's actually the coldest temperature on there. It was 57 degrees, which was actually pretty surprising to me. But anyway, all right. I think you probably all stayed the same because I don't think we got that one. That was hard for me. I missed it too. It's okay. All right. Are we ready? Number 8, exercise releases blanks that make the brain feel happier. Good job. Endorphins. That's right. Watch the leaderboard. Oh, Georgette, you're back on the leaderboard. All right. And when tired, people remember blank % of negative words spoken and blank % of positive words. Yeah, so we actually remember 81% of the negative things said to us when we just don't have enough sleep and we're tired. And only 31% of the positives. So believe it or not, sleep actually can impact your day-to-day happiness. And the leaderboard is Kim. You are still in the lead, but we have some moving up. All right. And the last question. The two biggest factors that contribute to happiness around the world are which one? Yes, it's having the sense of community and the relationships and having celebrations together, doing actually what you're doing today, taking time out of your normal routine to be with other people and learn and grow and celebrate with other people is actually something that can contribute to your happiness. So if I can get a drum roll, please. The winners is, are we ready? Let's look at the leaderboard. So the podium. Third place is Stacy. Congratulations, Stacy. Stacy, you will, and Gigi is second place, and congratulations, first place to, I think I can guess, Kim. So we will get those names to you, and you will get something in the mail from us, just a little Cersei and prize that I hope you will enjoy. So thanks again for playing. I believe you are going to play Kahoot later in the day. So when you do play Kahoot later in the day, you will just log on the same way, except you'll have a different code. So thanks for joining to play that with us. So I'm going to X out of that and get back to my presentation. And congratulations again to our winners. So we talked a lot about happiness, and I chose to do that because I think I don't think you can ask many people in this world and say, would you like to be happier, or do you think happiness is important? And I think everyone can say, yes, it's important. I think we should try to be happy. However, I think it can sometimes be I didn't mean to go backwards. It can be thought as the same as joy. And in reality, happiness and joy are very, very different. And today we're going to really spend more time on joy, because what we know, and based on just those questions that we took, and some were way more difficult than others, but just for fun, we know that happiness is fleeting. Happiness can come and go, even in a moment and in a day, with situations. So it's very situational. You can see someone's happiness on their face with smiles. You can see that it does come and go based on circumstances. If you get bad news, then you might not be happy in the moment, and that's okay. Outward expression is shown by happiness, and then people can pursue happiness. You know, you could the question about spending 20 minutes or more a day outside can improve your happiness. Yeah, we can choose to do those things, but in general, happiness does come and go based on circumstances. Whereas joy really has more to do with what's inside. It's not external on your face. It's more about what's in the heart, that inner feeling that you have. Joy can actually endure those hardships and trials and those hard things that come to all of us that we have just in life in general. And it allows us to connect with purpose. So when we get closer to our purpose in this world, whatever we're all meant to do here, and we all have our own life's purpose, that's when you get that inner joy that can overcome those hard times. And so my motto has always been choose joy. And I laugh because I use that with my family all the time. If my husband's angry not angry, but had a bad day at work, I'm like, choose joy. And they kind of get annoyed with me on that, but it's true, because it is a choice, but it's also something that that you have to connect with a deeper meaning, because happiness, you can choose happiness, but it can come and go. But joy is something that you can pursue, and is a lot deeper and more deeply tied to your inner purpose and your purpose. So we always say you can choose joy, you can practice joy, know joy, and feel joy, live joy, but you feel happiness. And so joy is something that comes over. You can remember the question that we had just a bit ago that said, if you're older, you're a little bit happier in general. And that's really the connection of choosing joy, because over time, when you live your life, you find purpose in your life. A 5-year-old is not going to have the same purpose in their life as someone who's lived a life and has understood kind of the direction and the purpose and why they are on this planet. And so choosing joy means choosing to understand that you're here for a reason and not to get tied up in the day-to-day ups and downs of circumstances of life. And so I want to share a little bit about my journey and my purpose and why this is meaningful to me. And then we're going to have an opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about yourself today. So I am from small town, Bamberg, South Carolina. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of Bamberg, South Carolina. Have you ever been to Bamberg, South Carolina? We have one stoplight. And it is a tiny, tiny town. It is divided into kind of 4 quadrants with 2 main roads going through it. It's basically a farmland. And there was one grocery store growing up, and it actually burned down when I was a teenager. So there was no grocery store there for a while. So we would Orangeburg was our place to go if we needed to go to Walmart or the grocery store, a bigger place. So kind of sharing where I grew up. And not only did I grow up there, my whole family is from Bamberg. And so I literally grew up in a town kind of like Mayberry, if you think about Mayberry. And so I could ride my bike anywhere in town to the town pool. My grandparents lived right beside us. So literally I walked across the driveway to my grandparents' house. So I grew up in the city limits of Bamberg, so not on a farm or anything, but I grew up in the town of Bamberg. And I share that because I do think that shapes me a little bit, because I was raised by people that I knew. I didn't, everyone was close knit in a small town, but just my nature, and people who know me probably know this about me, I am shy. I have always been kind of introverted and slightly shy. Now I have overcome that since becoming a principal, but that is just kind of how I've been my whole life. And so, but I've also been a pleaser, and I still am, actually. That's kind of who I am. And, but I always wanted to please my teachers and my parents. And so it's not surprising that I ended up in education, because I think when people do well in school and want to please those in school, you end up being a part of that. But that's part of my journey and who I am. I was really good at math and science in high school. And I decided, well, of course, you're coming from a small town, you want to make a name for yourself. So I went into engineering and got my degree in chemical engineering. And I loved it. I loved every part about the coursework, and I really liked the job itself. When I got out, I did an internship at a place that's actually not far in Elgin. Well, it's probably Kershaw County. It was Clarion at the time, where I did something called fire calculations. But it was a temporary thing just to kind of see which route I wanted to take, because in engineering, the thing about that is you can do so many different things. You can work in the oil industry, you can work in various things. And so as I was pursuing that, it was a temporary kind of thing where I was doing more computing type things, but it was calculations for safety equipment to make sure that that we would not have any major explosions at the factory, things like that. So you wanted to make sure that everything was operating appropriately. And that was great and good. And I liked the work, but I didn't find purpose in that personally. Now I know a lot of people do, but for me, there was a hole. And I remember longing for something else, and it didn't take long. I actually, in the moment, I had a job offer in Texas to go out and work in the oil industry to make equipment. Once you take the oil from the ground, you have to get it ready to produce and filtered to send to the oil to different stations and things like that for different uses. and I was ready to move, and I declined the job. And I'll tell you why. I made the decision to follow my heart and my gut. And I didn't find purpose in what I was doing early on in the engineering world. And I kept going back to an experience I had in college working at a preschool. Isn't that funny how things are put in your way? And so I worked at this preschool, and I thought, I'm not moving my family. I'm not moving all the way to Texas to chase something that I don't get passion from and excitement from. And so I went back to the University of South Carolina that same year. I applied to their master's program and got my degree in elementary education. And that's when I knew that was the big pivotal moment in my life where I moved from living my life and doing what Kristen thinks is the right thing to do for Kristen's career, and then changing that to doing what my purpose in life was. And I say that because for me, that was in my gut. Because for me, I know in my gut and my heart, when something's not right, I had to listen to it. But it was a risk. I spent years getting this degree in engineering. I spent all of this time. I knew that my family was like, what are you doing? You have an engineering degree. Why would you go back into education? But I can tell you that it's the best decision that I've ever made. And because of that, and because I listened to that gut, it allowed me to get on purpose in my life. And so immediately I graduated, because I told you I started the program immediately. I graduated in December because I started at a different time of year. So I was able to graduate. I got a job at Lake Carolina Elementary, where I met a lot of people on this call. And at that time, I taught 4th and 5th grade, and quickly doors opened for me. Quickly things happened where people identified a talent in me. They knew that Arthur Newton, for example, saw the talent in me and then kind of tapped me to say, hey, come be my assistant principal. And then at that time, Arthur Newton, I was his assistant principal at Bridge Creek Elementary. And then at that time, the door opened where I became principal at the school. And the biggest blessing of all is not only did I become the principal at the school, I became a principal at a school that, believe it or not, and for those of you in the district, at one point, no one wanted to attend the school because of a lot of zoning things and zoning issues where people didn't always want to come. So I had the challenge of really rebranding our school and getting people excited about coming to a school they originally never wanted to come to. And guess what? Of all, I had the opportunity to transform that school with the support of our whole staff into a medical engineering and arts magnet school. And that all happened because I listened to that. I listened to my heart. I listened to God, and I knew what the right decision for me was. And it has been the biggest joy of my life. And I know, and I can't wait to see what other possibilities come from this, or if this is what I was meant to do. But I can tell you that when we say living on purpose, I share my story because that's my story of living on purpose, but you all each have your own. So before we move on to the next section, I would like to just share our video with you so you can see our school, kind of what our school has transformed into. And then we're going to have an opportunity to talk about and look into purposes that you all find for yourself. So right here, I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you have trouble hearing.
Grammarly can help you write quickly.
Sorry, that's not what I want to do. But I have to get through this in order to get there.
So you never have to slow down at work. Stay on top of.
I'm going to skip this ad so we can get to our school video.
At Bridge Creek Medical Engineering.
Can you hear it? Is that a yes? Can you hear it?
And discovery through Arts Magnet School. We believe in every child, every chance, every day. Partnering with our community to invest in every child by providing diverse opportunities to succeed through medical, engineering, and arts immersion.
Our school is unique in that we are providing a multitude of opportunities for students' interest and not making those opportunities only available after or before school. we have this great engineering program, and it helps them understand what to do, how things work, and it helps them prepare for the future. They learn what they like, and then they want to do more of it.
What I've learned is when you use the engineering design process to complete what you're working on. Say somebody twisted an ankle outside. You have to build up a brace of the engineering design process to help them.
Project-based learning, it allows students to talk about what they want to do and find the product they want to create because they are creating it on their own.
The engineering lab, it just lets my creativity grow. My favorite thing I met at BC is the medical room because it teaches about bones, heart, respiratory system, so we can learn about it later in life and what to do when we need it.
We're doing a great job of building habits. We're using a lot of AVID strategies, organization, how to take notes effectively, how to communicate effectively. We also have clubs that give students the opportunity to choose areas of interest. They can either do some bigger art projects or chorus or recycling. We have a gardening club, we have a stock market club. So it really opens up those experiences to every child here. I think we're really living into our motto of every child, every chance, every day.
So I just wanted to take a moment to kind of share with you the journey not only how it impacted the small shy girl from Bamberg, South Carolina, to the difference you can make in the lives of others by just finding that purpose. And we are so thankful for the opportunities in Richland too that we've had to be able to turn our school and transform our school into the magnet program. Because what we know is we are changing the lives of our students. And that's what my purpose, I've realized all along, it's bigger than me. And I believe that everyone's purpose is bigger than them. And so today we're going to spend some time really looking into discovering you. It's not about me, it's about you and finding your passion and life's purpose and really taking action. And you all probably know what that is, a little bit about that. So we're going to just learn, I'm going to give you an opportunity to learn a little bit more about yourself that you may not know. And you may know as well, it may just confirm what you know. So who has ever heard of Enneagram? You have, okay, some of you have heard of Enneagram. I see Georgette, I saw your hand raised. A couple of others. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a short, and I say short because some of them can be kind of a long questionnaire about yourself. So you're going to have the opportunity to work quietly and privately to take, to learn a little bit more about yourself through taking an Enneagram survey. And once you do that, I'm going to allocate about 10 minutes, but if you feel that you need more time, we will give, you can have more time. It's fine. So you're going to answer some questions about yourself. And then at the end, it's going to give you information and you're going to read about it. And then I'm going to share a little bit more about the different Enneagram types. There are 9 different Enneagram types based in 3 areas. And there is not a good or a bad. And it just shares about, lets you understand yourself and the way that you think and feel and act. I made it a point to make sure that you all know that I'm in what we call, I feel things in my gut when things aren't right or are right. And I know in that way because that's how I'm personally wired. You're going to get to learn how you are wired and how that really can impact you and better understanding yourself. So what I'm going to put this in the chat, and you are going to take the top test that's called the classical Enneagram test. And I'm going to put this link in the chat for you. Okay, you should have it now. And so let me know if you have trouble getting to it. And then I will put a timer on for about 10 minutes. And that will just be a check-in time. If we need a little bit more, that's totally fine. And so if you want to go ahead and take the classical Enneagram test and then read your information, and then we will share a little bit more about that when we finish. So at this time, I'm going to put on some relaxing music. Hopefully you can hear it through this video for you to take that. And I'm here to kind of monitor the chat. If you have any questions and you want to put a question in the chat, I can certainly, we can certainly do that. But otherwise, just go ahead and take that test. Okay, so that is the 10 minutes. How much more time do we need? If you can just show me with your hands, or you can put it in the chat. 5, 5, 2. Okay, so I'm going to put it on for 5 more minutes and then we'll get started. Is that okay, everybody? If you're finished and you want to take a little break, by all means. Okay, so that is time. Was everyone able to finish or get? Okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and present my screen again. Okay, so as I described in the beginning, before we started, there are everyone, when you take the Enneagram, it is going to tell you about your thinking type and your learning type and kind of how you're wired. And so everyone has, like I said, a different pattern of thinking, feeling, and acting. And there isn't a best or worst number. All the numbers are good because that's why we're uniquely us. And so we will talk a little bit about each one, and I will also share with you some famous people that you may know for each Enneagram type, just for fun. So hopefully you were able to identify with your type in some way. If you feel that you are not, that is okay. You are taking this on a screen with a group of people. So you may, in your private time want to do that or find a different test because there are many if you type these in. But I just tried to get one that was a little bit faster just for this presentation. So, all right. So the first three that we're going to talk about are numbers 8, 9, and 1. So if you happen to be an 8, a 9, or a 1, you are part of what we call the instinctive triad or the gut triad. So as you can probably guess, I'm one of these, and I'll share that with you in a minute based on what I shared earlier. But these numbers take in life, if you are one of these numbers, you take in life through your instincts, and you generally respond based on what your gut is telling you to do. So the first one is an 8 called the protective challenger. I'm going to move this up out of the way. The protective challenger. So if you are a type 8, Enneagram 8s are strong and passionate individuals. 8s are committed to whatever they feel passionate about. And you typically are the ones to speak out for injustices that you see around them, and you demand change. 8s are natural leaders. And some 8s that you may know are Malcolm X and Mufasa from The Lion King. Those are some famous connections for my 8s that you may know. Do we have any 8s in the group? Mary Beth? Mary Beth's an 8? Okay, awesome. Okay, so the peaceful mediator is a number 9. Who do we have as number 9s in the group? Anybody? Okay, so number 9s are seen as being very down to earth, trusting, and modest. 9s are very receptive to their environment and people around them. They go with the flow of the people in the group, and they're full of harmony and desire peace for themselves and their environments. So if you are a number 9, a peaceful mediator, you may connect with Morgan Freeman or Pocahontas from Disney. So just a few. All right. Number 1s, the moral perfectionist. Enneagram 1s are seen as being responsible, self-disciplined, ethical, and ethical. 1s feel obligated to improve not only themselves, but others around them. Enneagram 1s are the individuals in the group that lead other members to follow the rules and do the things the right way. So if you are a number 1, or do we have any number 1s here? Me too. I'm also a number 1. And I see a couple. I see R. Cabero. What's your first name?
Roxanne.
Roxanne. Okay, so Roxanne, and I think I saw Georgette, your hand go up. Was anyone else a 1? Oh, Gwen. Awesome. So we have some 1s in the group. And so just some famous connections. There are many more, but Hermione from Harry Potter or Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird are some famous 1 connections. So let's go to the next triad. The next triad, you are the feeling triad. You feel things in your heart, the heart triad. These numbers take in life through their feelings and generally respond to what their heart is telling them to do. So when I talked about I felt it in my gut, the heart triad, folks, you're going to feel it more in your heart. And so let's see, a number 2. Who do we have as a number 2? I see Tina and Stacy. Okay, so number 2s are supportive advisors. Enneagram 2s are seen as being loving, not loveless, loving and selfless and giving. 2s see the world through relationships and their service to others. In a group, 2s are the people who desire to please others. They often look to serve other people's needs before themselves. You may hear, that here is spelled wrong, but 2s in your life saying, how can I help you? So some famous 2s are Mr. Rogers and Fairy Godmother from Cinderella. All right. So who do we have that's a number 3 in the group? Any number 3s? I don't see any number 3s with hands raised. So I can't monitor the chat. Oh, Jennifer, I think you're a 3, right? Okay. Successful achievers. Enneagram 3s are seen as being accomplished, task-oriented, and competitive. 3s are externally motivated by you're goal-driven and you like to accomplish tasks. In a group, the 3s are our doers and they just like to make a list and get it done. Is that right, Jennifer? Kimberly, are you a 3 as well? Okay, I thought I saw your camera unmute. Okay, so and they aren't just about getting things done though. They prefer the work to look really good. So there are successful achievers, and our famous connections are Tiana from Princess and the Frog and the Frog and Steve Jobs. Okay. All right. Who are our number 4s? Romantic individualist. Okay. I don't see any 4s, but we're still going to, because you may know a 4 in your life. Enneagram 4s are seen as being artistic, creative, and sensitive. 4s are very imaginative people who spend a lot of time in their feelings. In groups, 4s are completing they're good at completing tasks and projects, a task or a project alone. They like things to be out of the box and inspiring, and 4s believe everything has a deeper meaning. We don't have any 4s right here, not that I see, but if you know a 4, you may think of either April from Parks and Rec or Adele. Those could be some 4s in your life. And again, there are many other connections if you wanted to look online to find some. All right, and the last triad, you are the head triad or the thinking triad, and you have the way you think about life is through your thinking, and you generally respond to things based on what your head and your mind is telling you to do or what you're thinking. So for my thinking triad, folks, who is number 5? Any number 5s? Investigative thinkers? I don't see any in the camera. But the Enneagram 5s are seen as being observant, knowledgeable, and introverted. 5s like to retreat to their own minds, and they like to take in new information constantly. That does not worry them to get a lot of new information. 5s are considered the brains of the group, and they're extremely intelligent people, but they sometimes can feel drained by too much social interaction. So some famous connections are Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory or Jane Goodall for 5s. Are we ready for the next one? Number 6, the loyal guardians. The Enneagram 6s are seen as being loyal. Oh, Jennifer, are you a 5 or a 6? Or did you have a question? It's okay. Did you put it in the chat? Jennifer is a 6. Okay, awesome, Jennifer. Okay, so let me go back. I just gave it away. I apologize. The Enneagram 6 are seen as being loyal, advocate, and cautious and indecisive, Jennifer. So 6s are people who anticipate life's dangers, which can make them anxious individuals. Not always. 6s are also very loyal to their people and value consistent support. In a group, sixes are people who like to stick with what they know, but also have several backup plans. All right, so we can think of Chandler from Friends or Zazu from The Lion King. Those are some sixes. And I think I see Teresa, you're also a six, is that right? Okay, awesome. And last but not least, number sevens. Who do we have as sevens? Any sevens in the group? Entertaining optimists. Enneagram sevens are fun and optimistic and entertaining. They're the life of the party. Sevens thrive off of things being fun and happy, but they also value the deep connections with others. Sevens are naturally optimistic, and sevens are the fun people that you want to be around. I love having sevens around because the introverted side of me makes the sevens can just be the life of the party and the fun, and then I don't have to put on a show. So I depending on what your number is, you'll find that there are certain numbers that are very compatible with you. So just a little bit to share. So some sevens in our group might be Ariel from The Little Mermaid or Robin Williams. Those are a few famous connections, and we have so many more. But those are just two that I saw on the top of the list. All right. So some mistypes. If you feel, oops, let me go back. I'm going to minimize this chat because I couldn't see part of my screen. If you are not feeling like the one that you got, the score or the number that you got accurately defines you, twos can sometimes be mistyped for sixes, and threes and fives, as well as sevens and nines. So if for some reason you are one of those numbers and you kind of felt like, that's not right, you may take an Enneagram test later on and realize that, well, it could be the way you're answering it or whatever, but those can mistype pretty frequently. So if you're not sure and wanted to take another type of Enneagram assessment, you may come up with a slightly different number. There's also something called wings. And what this means is, think of Nemo's fins. So Nemo has a longer fin and then a shorter, right? And so me being a number one, I can either wing to 9 or I can wing to 2. So knowing myself, you would want to look at what a 9 is. If you were a 1, you would want to look at the number before you and the number after you to feel like which way you wing. Typically, one wing is bigger. So you're going to lean one way or the other for the most part. So because I'm a 1, I'm a 1 wing 2. I lean more towards the helping side, but you all may find, depending on your number, that you wing slightly differently. So those are called wings as an informal term, or subtypes. So that's just, so a 7 could wing a 6 or an 8. You're still, it would still be a 7, but you would have tendencies one way or the other, or that would be considered like characteristics that you may see in your neighboring numbers. So just to learn a little bit about yourself. So we shared a lot today, and the whole point of this is really that you have to know yourself in order to know and understand your true meaning in life, which is your purpose. And the real, I put a couple of quotes on here, and I'm not going to read them to you, but ultimately, aligning your true purpose to what you're doing every day is going to give you the greatest joy. And I think we all know that, and I think we understand that, but it's the how do we do that, and how do we make that happen? And it's not a magic bullet or a specific answer or a formula, but it starts with knowing who you are and how you are wired, and then that helps you getting to your purpose. And your purpose in life is never to keep it to yourself. It's never to keep it to yourself and do your own thing. Your purpose is not about you. It's bigger than you. And always understanding that and knowing that will help you find that joy. So just a little bit to share. So if you want more on Enneagram, there are some lists here of things, places to go, your Enneagram coach. The book that I read was The Road Back to You, which I thought was a great book. There's some podcasts, but there is a lot out there on Enneagram if you're interested in this and just learning a little bit more. Mary Beth or Jennifer, I can absolutely give this to you if you want to add these to the resources, so people can go there if they'd like to learn a little bit more. So Mary Beth and Jennifer, I have 3 minutes left, but I was going to have people talk in breakout rooms. Should we just reflect personally, or do you want me to go ahead and do the breakout rooms?
We could do the breakout rooms.
Okay, we'll just keep them kind of short, and then so we don't, because I don't want to go into someone else's time. Is that okay?
Yeah. In fact, Stephanie, our next presenter, she's on our Zoom right now, so I'm sure she's okay with that.
Well, Stephanie, if not, let me know.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay, well, okay,
Kristen?
thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign you to a breakout room, and we're just going to take probably 5 minutes. So I'm going to make these breakout rooms probably with about 3 people in them. Maybe you'll have 4, to just kind of reflect when you look at this picture. And I'm going to put the link to this picture in, if you will go ahead and pull it up, because you're not going to be able to see this presentation when you're in a breakout room. If you would, so let me put this in the chat really fast. Go ahead and pull this up, and it's going to just be kids on a tree. And just look at this tree and kind of talk about, where do you think, looking at this, sorry. So looking at this tree, where do you think that you are on your journey? And it's not a right or wrong answer. And there could be a lot of reasons. And you don't even need to share this with your group. This is kind of an internal reflection. But what I do want you to talk about in your group after you think about that is, how does knowing more about yourself help you align your path with your purpose? And that's what, if you can talk about in your group. And I'm going to give you about 6 minutes to do that in your group, and then we'll come back for some closure. So I am about to assign you breakout rooms. If one person in the breakout, or if you just have this, and the question, the thing that you're going to talk about in your breakout room is really, how does knowing more about yourself, you learned about your Enneagram number, help you know if your path is aligned to your purpose? And it'll give you time to learn about each other. So I am going to go ahead and assign you in breakout rooms of 3 for about 6 minutes. And then it will automatically have you come back to this group whenever you're all done in 6 minutes. So let me go ahead and stop sharing.
Do you see it under the More tab?
I don't see my More tab.
To the
At
right
all.
of your share screen?
You know what? For some reason, it's not there anymore.
Okay. I have it open and can set it up if you want me to.
You want to just, okay, so if you want to assign 8 breakout rooms for 6 minutes. Thanks, Jennifer. Is it allowing you to do it?
Well, it has me set up as 6 rooms.
That's okay.
There we go, 8 rooms. That's automatically. Let's. Everyone should have an opportunity.
You want to select join, and then at the end of the time, it will ask you to come back. Hi, did it send you back out of your breakout room?
It's setting people out now.
Okay, great, thanks.
Yeah.
That's my fault. I'm so sorry. I hit something and it started closing their rooms.
No, I think it was time.
Oh, okay. Oh, I feel better now.
No, it was time.
That was quick.
Yeah, that was quick. And I know that you all would love to have more time to just talk. And I'm sorry that I went over. I'm just going to end with thank you for having me. I would love if you all had a little more time to talk about it, but I do not want to impede on Stephanie's time because I know she has wonderful things to share with you. But ultimately, the world needs who you were made to be. And I'm so thankful for each of you and all that you do for each other. And thank you for allowing me to join you today. And I really have enjoyed my time with you. So pardon me for all of the technology glitches that I've had this morning. So I do apologize for that. But I have really enjoyed my time with you. And thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye.
Kristen. It was awesome. It was really good. I'm so thankful that you gave up your Saturday to be with us.
Well, it was my pleasure and I really enjoyed it. So thank you all. You're an amazing group of people and you all bring such great strengths to the profession and to the work that you do. So thank you all so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So next we have Stephanie Frederick. She is from Richland District 2, and I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit about Miss Stephanie. The one thing that I am going to say about her is going to really be painful for me, but we will get through it, okay? Stephanie is originally from the Low Country and moved to Columbia in 1992, where she attended Columbia College. She graduated summa cum laude in the honors program with a degree in psychology. Although her original plans were to pursue an advanced degree in